Hey guys, subscribe for daily content, and if you're shopping for gear, make sure you check out the description for the newest items at some of the very best online retailers. There's also links for some of the items that I personally recommend. Thanks!
What's going on YouTube? Metal Complex here, and today I've got another short little unboxing video to share with you guys. Something new from Bestech. Actually, this is designed by, I'm going to try his name again, Grzegorz Grabarski. I am certain that I did not say that correctly, and I'm sorry about that. This is Combo, or Kombu. I always forget which way we say that. This is one of my favorite designers that has, made some stuff through Bestech knives. And honestly, I don't know where I'd put him on like a list of top 20, but he's definitely there. He's got a lot of really, really creative stuff that takes, like an area of the knife industry that has become oversaturated with boring things, and he makes very, very interesting knives. So I'm always excited to see a design from him, whether it's through Bestech or somebody else. Thank you so much to Bestech and Mr. Combo for sending these in. Thanks to my patrons for supporting me. This will be linked down in the description. It has apparently been available since late October, so I'll have that link down below. It does help my channel when you use those links, but that's up to you. Thanks to my patrons. Did I already say that? Okay, here we go. Let's go ahead and open it up. This is called the Wet Nellie, which is, that's an awesome name for a knife. I don't know what that means. Is it time to sharpen this thing? My goodness. I don't know what the origin of that, that name is. Did you say? Nope. No context there whatsoever. I'm looking at a piece of paper they sent with it. That's fine. Sometimes it's fun to just name things and then just leave the context up to, whoever wants to guess. The Wet Nellie. Oh, it is a fairly large boy here. There's a button. Wait. Is this a button-operated frame lock? Oh, that's so good. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Even though it is still a frame lock, just doing something slightly different is all that the community has been asking for. I would say from 2022 to present. We have been saying, wow, there sure are a lot of crossbar locks and liner locks and frame locks. Would be nice if we could do something a little bit different. And this is, in my opinion, it's a little bit different. I think that's cool. The reason that a button-operated frame lock is cool and different than a plunge lock is that it is not a plunge lock. A frame lock, which, has its own, there's its own potentials for unintentional failure, is far more reliable than a plunge lock. Okay, I know. Shut up. Hey, that felt great. The action feels really good on this. Here's what I love about Mr. Grombo or Grombu's designs. I said, did I say Grombo? It's, no, Kombu. I'm mixing him up with Kane Grombu is who I'm mixing him up. You have to imagine all of the knife information bouncing around in my head. I am so sorry. I'm mixing him up with another designer. This is not Grombu, it's Combo. So I'm sorry about that. But this is what I like about his design. I am correct in linking him with the design work, right? I just got the name mixed up. He does little fun little things like this, and I like this. This is actually fairly toned down. Pocket clip is cool. Almost like, I don't know, Aztecian, kind of. This is actually slightly toned down from some of the really crazy stuff that he has done with Bestech in the past. Much more EDC oriented. So the button pushes the frame lock over, which, by the way, can also be disengaged like a traditional frame lock, right? Did we clear that detent there? God, the detent, yeah, you do. There isn't any double clutch or anything like that. But the detent off the flip is awesome, and then you can push that button and your action is just superb. So the button allows for a much more, because right here, while you're turning this, the detent ball, which is present because this is a frame lock, the detent ball is contacting the surface of the blade, and the tension on the lock bar is causing it to hold against it. This is something that we do with, that occurs on all frame locks, right? And then some of them, they get the tension just right, so you can get that smooth fall shut action. Now, obviously, combine it with very smooth surfaces. But because this is a button-operated frame lock, you can push that button and keep the frame lock off. Keep the detent ball, which is attached to the frame lock, completely off of the face of the blade, allowing the blade to drop down into the closed position. I much prefer this for a couple of reasons. Number one, that action that we just talked about. And number two, because my fingers are never in the way during disengagement. There is a brief period of time, obviously doing this with one hand or two-handed when you disengage the lock bar, where you are in the path. So if you're not paying attention, right, or if it's too fall shutty sometimes, you could nick yourself, which I've done many times. On a button-operated one, as long as you don't do this, which I've also done before, keep your fingers out of the way, push the button, and the blade's going down into the closed position, making this very, very cool and safe and fidgety, which is fun. The flipping action on this is incredible. Your detent is absolutely perfect, at least by my own preferences. Let me show you guys here. Whoa! That it's not magnetic, but it feels magnetic. Love that. Absolutely love it. Very, very nice. We have perfect centering as it should be. It's fairly stiff pocket clip. Not too bad though. Not terrible. And then you have your, this is it? Boy, if it's flat, that's it is flat. I thought it was contoured. We have two different bevels here. So I believe we have 1, 2, 3 variations. No, 4, 5 variations here. MagnaCut is the blade steel. You have this variation here. This is what I'm looking at. There's a sort of an icy blue one. We have the all gray, right? The obligatory all gray. And then, what is this? BT2505C, BT2505C. So this is the same. And then we have a fourth one. So I don't know why this is printed again. But then we have, so you have 4 variations of this knife. I would love to find out that this knife is hovering around the 250 to 280 area, and here's why I think that's okay. Number one, it's cool that we have a button-operated front. This is a high-end production Chinese pocket knife utilizing premium materials. I can't remember if Bestech's HRC range on MagnaCut is actually good. I know that they have brought their HRC range on a lot of other steels up, so I would hope that they're at least hitting the preferable 62, but ideally 63, 64 HRC. Below that for MagnaCut is not well, it is suboptimal, but it's not bad. It's fair to say 60, 61 is suboptimal, but not a bad HRC range, given that the person who created the steel, Laren Thomas himself, has set the optimal range at 60 to 64. I think the knife community just prefers that on pocket knives that are not being pounded into the earth like a fixed blade. We kind of want that higher HRC, especially considering how much toughness and corrosion resistance it maintains at higher HRC, and you just get that added benefit of better edge retention, right? So, anyways, given that we are looking at MagnaCut, which even though this is something that is so confusing and so many people get wrong, that knife's made in China. Yes, manufactured there. The steel actually does come from the USA. No, that's made in China. Well, no, okay, but they don't make the MagnaCut. They grind the blade and maybe do the heat treating and they do the finishing. But the steel, even though this is a small thing, I'm not trying to be like, well, that's why it costs so much because of the, no. Just to be factually true, just so that everybody has the facts. The steel comes from the United States. The Bestech doesn't go, yes, we've China MagnaCut. No, the MagnaCut comes from the USA. And then they buy it and then it goes over there, right? It flies over there on a wizard takes it on a cloud or whatever you want to imagine, right? Probably a boat. And then they turn it into a blade. And so many people are like, what? No, it's from China. Like, it's Chinese. And while there do exist Chinese replica variations of certain steels, most of these super reputable companies like Bestech will buy direct from the official source. They're not like, it's not like poof, like this is something I want people to know, because there's a lot of people who don't realize this. A lot of times it's the rah-rah anti-China crowd, right? Which, by the way, you don't want to buy from a certain country for whatever, you do whatever, it's your money, right? But a lot of this, where I hear this, is kind of people on that side of things just not wanting to look in it or just don't care to understand it, right? So yes, I believe Bestech uses 6AL4V, which is also American titanium. Sometimes it's TC4, which is Chinese grade 2 titanium, which is confusing. It sounds like a lower grade. Their grade 2 titanium is exactly the same as our grade 5. It is the same composition. So I can't remember if Bestech uses 6AL4V or TC4. All of it comes from the earth. But yeah, manufacturing done in China. So we have Magnica. We have. I'm not trying to use these like some parts of it are made in the USA. So, no, I'm just for the factual truth of it is the reason I'm saying. This is a product that's manufactured in China, and that's the biggest part of like when you're calculating the price tag, like whether or not it's fair. It is made in China, right? Titanium, lots of titanium, button-operated frame lock. We do have a milled pocket clip. We have a pretty cool and detailed design, with a nice finish, in my opinion. We haven't really talked about that, but the finish is really, really nice. Considering that both Bestech and Mr. Kombu also have to profit from this, because it's not a charity, as far as I know, I would say 250 to 280 is kind of where I'd like to see it fall. Right, I think that would be pretty fair. But I don't know. You guys can check the description. I'll have it linked down there. This is not a review. This is just an unboxing and first impression, so you will get the full review down the road. 10 minutes there. Wow, that was a long unboxing. Okay, that's going to be it today. This is pretty cool. So far, I really like this. I think this is a great knife. Please make sure to follow me on Instagram at metal_complex. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like. If you'd like to check out my other content, I do, of course, have lots of videos of knives that are either expensive or inexpensive that I do or don't like, so check those out. And if you enjoy all my content, go ahead and click on that Metal Complex logo right there and subscribe, because there's definitely more coming. Thanks again for watching, everybody, and have a great day.